What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend so far. So as you guys can tell from the title, we are officially closed on the Mesa property. It's been 73 days exactly since we first purchased it back in late July, and I know it's been probably about I think exactly a month since I've actually updated you guys on this specific project, mainly because we had an offer on it, we got it under contract, we went through escrow with it, and we officially closed today. I didn't want to continue uploading videos about the property, talking about the profits, the renovations we did to it, show renovations that we did to it, and all that kind of stuff until it was officially closed. So congrats to the new homeowners. They have a beautiful house, but the purpose of this video is to not only explain you guys the whole process of escrow, how we got it under contract, how they found the property, the buyers of the property, and then obviously what our profit margins and what the purchase price was of the house. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, guys. This is sadly probably going to be one of the last videos in regards to the Mesa property. I know I've done a bunch of videos on this. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing this entire journey with you guys, but it's also a very exciting day to officially close on it. I got the email that we officially recorded literally about 30 minutes ago, so this is a very, very hot topic for me right now. But let's get the video started and we're gonna jump right into it. So before I actually talk about the numbers on this, I wanted to explain you guys the whole situation on how this offer came up and how we got it under contract. This was actually already under contract before we even listed the property. That just goes to show how hot the market is here in Arizona. Before I even listed the property, I had a company come and install one of those signs out front, so whenever someone was driving by, they knew the house was for sale. In case they knew someone that wanted to buy a property, they can call me up directly. That's exactly what happened. So the purchasers of this new property, or the new homeowners, they actually have relatives that were 4 houses down, and they ended up seeing the sign, I want to say within about 45 minutes to an hour after the sign was installed. I got a phone call from a real estate agent saying, I know the property's not listed yet. Out of curiosity, do you have an idea on what you're going to list it for and when it's going to go and when it's going to be listed? I was like, to be honest with you, we're planning on doing it right around the $270,000 range. I just got my photos back from my photographer, so I'm probably going to end up listing this property within the next, I think it was a Wednesday. I was like, I think I'm going to list the property on Friday. But you guys are more than welcome to go check out the property before I list it tomorrow. I have a lockbox on there, which was really easy for me because I already had the lockbox because of all the contractors that were in and out. So I was like, you're more than welcome to go show them. Let me know when you're in and let me know when you're out, so I know it's all locked up and stuff like that. And he's like, all right, that's perfect. The price point seems perfect. They were looking in that exact range, so I'll let you know. So the next day they went and toured it. It was basically, I think, like a 10-minute tour. I didn't even go with them. I just let them go in with the lockbox because it was a vacant property. And I got a call and they're like, they absolutely love it. It's beautiful. It's the perfect location. We put in an offer right now. So the reason why they did this is because they knew if it went on market, they would have potential of other offers getting in and potentially creating a bidding war. So what they actually did is they offered $5,000 over what I said we were going to list it for. So it ended up putting an offer at $275,000, which absolutely blows my mind, because if you guys remember when we first bought this, I was originally thinking that we could probably get $255, $260 for it, but the market kept pushing up and getting stronger and stronger over these last 2.5 months, which is a great thing for us. And then we ended up spending a little bit more money on the renovations, which I'll talk about a little bit later. I've already mentioned that before though. So we ended up getting top dollar for this property, and it actually pushed the market up quite a bit because the most comparable sell in this area was around the $260,000 range. So it just shows you how much the market is pushing right now, specifically in the area. So we ended up locking it up $275,000. Everything went super smooth. Sometimes you get these buyers that will offer an insane price just to lock it up and get it under contract, and then when it comes down to like the inspection, they just start asking for a bunch of credit or start asking for a bunch of unnecessary repairs. And that's something that you always have to worry about, because a lot of times, like I said, they're just gonna offer an insane price, so they lock it up, they don't get competition, and then they start asking for a bunch of stuff once it's under contract. So luckily these buyers were very fair. They asked for, I think we ended up spending about $800 in repair, all the repair costs. It was a lot of electrical stuff and some roofing things that we had to do, so I got my handyman out there for a day's work, paid for the material from Home Depot, and he fixed everything up. So it was a very smooth transition. Another thing that I was kind of worried about was the appraisal as well. Since it was so far over the most comparable house that was sold, I was kind of worried that the appraiser wouldn't see value that we actually had it under contract for. before, and you guys know if you get a bank loan, the bank has to approve the purchase price to make sure that's a good deal for them as well. Sometimes you'll get an appraisal that, let's say it's under contract. Let's use this house for example. Let's say we had it under contract for $275,000, but then the appraiser only sees value at $265,000. The deal will not get funded unless you come up with a negotiation, unless you come up with that $10,000 difference. Sometimes it's the seller dropping the purchase price, sometimes it's the buyer putting more money down to buy the house, and a lot of the times they just meet right in the middle. So fortunately this was not the case, and it appraised at what they bought it for. Now we're moving into the juicy stuff, to the numbers, to the profit margins, to how much we spent on absolutely everything, because I haven't updated you guys on every single renovation that we did on this property. So I have my notebook right here just so I can just look down at the notes and I don't have to do math on film for you guys because it would take me a while. So I already did all the calculations on here. We bought this property July 28th for all in, including closing costs. We are all in $212,794. This was the purchase price and then whatever closing costs we had. We actually had extremely cheap closing costs just because we had a hold open policy on the actual, with the title company. It's a whole nother video if you guys want to look up hold open policy. Now renovations. Originally a couple weeks ago I told you guys that we were trying to stay under $12,000, but then about halfway through the renovation process I was like, you know what? Let's try to push the market. Let's try to be the best house in this specific area, in this specific neighborhood right here, and let's try to get top dollar for it. So we ended up spending an additional $3,000 over budget. I don't necessarily if you can say it's over budget, because about halfway through we were able to adjust our budget accordingly because we knew we can get more money for than what we originally thought for it. So we're in $15,041 with the inspection and then all renovation costs. Holding fees. This is stuff if you guys get like a hard money loan, or you guys will have to have insurance on it. It's also your utility bills, your water, your trash for however long you're holding the property for. Fortunately, all of the funding was internal within Ricky and I. Ricky funded the deal, so we didn't actually have any sort of percent, or we didn't have to owe anyone any money on this entire process. If you guys were to get a loan through another company or even a bank, sometimes they will charge you interest, so you do want to consider that. The water and trash bill. Most expensive bill, and I've never had this before at any of my rental properties, at any of the flips. It's because we had to turn, you guys remember the grass when we first bought it, it was basically dirt and dead grass. We ended up turning the sprinklers on for like, I want to say close to like 10 hours a day for multiple weeks at a time just to kind of get that grass to grow in the middle of the summer. So it was very difficult, and for that reason, 1 month we ended up using, I don't know how, 122,000 gallons of water. We didn't believe it, so we actually ended up hiring a leak inspector or a leak detector to figure out if there was a problem, but there was no problem whatsoever. It ended up just being that the sprinkler system, the irrigation system, I don't know how they set it up, but it does use a lot of water, and then obviously the amount of time that we had water going in the property raised that water bill, excuse me. So all in, $1,100 on that water, trash, sewer bill. We had an electric bill of only $300, which is actually pretty cheap for how often we use the AC. We had a lot of contractors in, so the AC was on for the first couple weeks quite a bit. We had it set, I think, at like 84 degrees. For those of you guys that live in Arizona, you know that in August and July it was in the 110s pretty much every single day. So we did have the AC on running, but it's a new AC unit. It's a smaller house, so the AC bill was very cheap, which is the electric bill. Insurance on the property. You guys have to get insurance no matter what. I mean, you don't have to. If you get a bank loan, then you 100% have to get insurance. So we're at $350 for insurance, and then gas to get there and back from the property. I have it at $50. I'm guessing I spent a lot more money on gas, but I just wrote $50 in. Now this is all the new information to you guys because I've never talked about the closing costs. As a seller of a property, you are responsible for paying both of the real estate agent's commissions. So the buyer agent and the sell agent come out of the seller's paycheck. I have 1%, so I was able to work with my brokerage instead of the normal 3%, what most brokerages or what most real estate agents set as a commission. Sometimes it's 2.5%. With the market right now, how hot it is and how easy it is to sell, I have seen commission rates drop a little bit to around 2 to 2.5% is more often than 3% now. But I was able to get get 1%, which is less commission, but it leaves more equity in the actual property. And then the buyer's agent was 2.5% is what we agreed on. So in total, commissions was $9,625 off the top, and then we had additional closing costs of $1,448. I'll probably throw a settlement statement right here so you guys can have a look at exactly if you want to. So all in, if you guys add up everything that I just mentioned, the $212, the $15, the $1,800, and the $11,000, we are all in on this property $240,708. So the purchase price was $275,000. You subtract $240,708, and that leaves us with our take-home profit on this property being $34,292. So just for fun, I actually wanted to figure out how much profit per day it was. We had the property for 73 days, so you divide that number by 73, and that is a total of $470 a day is what we profited on this specific property. But yeah, that's it, guys. I can't believe this series is over. It's been 2 months on the channel, a lot of videos. I got a lot of new subscribers because of this specific series. I'm never gonna go to the property again. I have to go get my lockbox tomorrow, but after that, it's I don't think I'm ever gonna be over there. I don't need to be over there. It's not my house anymore, so I'm kind of excited to move on to the next journey. I'm going to keep looking for houses to flip, and then obviously focus on being a real estate agent as well. So I want to thank you guys for following along with this entire series. If you guys could drop a like, I would really appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy this series, drop a like for the finale. Let's try to get over 100 likes. And then as always, if you guys have any video suggestions, any comments, any thoughts, any questions, leave them down below. I love reading your guys' comments. I love responding to them. So the more engagement, the better. I do appreciate it. If you guys do want one free stock for signing up and depositing $100, you guys can check out my link down below. It's with Webull. It's a great brokerage. I have a lot of my money in Webull right now as well. So I get a free stock, you get a free stock. It's a win-win for everyone, and that's pretty much it. If you guys are looking in the Arizona area, not just for investment properties, but if you guys want to move here as well, I'd love to work with you guys. I'd love to represent you as a buyer's agent or seller's agent even. So that's it for my spiel. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.